Our inaugural usage of a three-way tie MR3 overtime system. It sounds confusing, it can be. FaZe and Immortals just played the first sets. It took them 3 overtimes to decide it, but FaZe won. Now, if FaZe beat Astralis, they're the clear-cut victor of the tiebreak. They go 2-0. They will get the semifinal. However, here's the confusing aspect. This is the one that's not been talked about yet because we haven't had to talk about it. If all teams end 1-1, it goes by round differential. However, because multiple sets can be forced out, and therefore round differential can't be accumulated if no one plays the same amount of sets, you have to include only the first MR3 occurrence, which in Counter-Strike, you have to win by 2. Typically speaking, 4-2 would be a clear-cut win if they won it in the first set of MR3. 4-1 could also happen. 4-3 isn't statistically possible. However, the last win at 10-7, because it took more rounds than is guaranteed all teams play, only counts as a 4-3 win.
I don't know what we're talking about. It's not confusing at all.
I know. So if all teams end 1-1 and all teams go over the original set and do a double overtime or a triple overtime as we just had, then it counts as 4-3. So I'm sure we'll break that down. You won't have to keep that in your head. Don't worry about doing that math. We'll do that for you. But as of right now, it's FaZe Astralis. FaZe win. They're in the semifinal. Astralis and Immortals play to decide who gets seeds 2 and 3. Astralis win. And then beat Immortals. They win it. If everyone goes 1-1, we do the round differential. That's where we sit.
Let's be real, though. Astralis and Train, very, very, very good on this map indeed. And FaZe, presumably they just watched that one as well. We saw the FaZe's approach there going into it was very fast set pieces. No one really running the defaults too much there. They opened things up with that standard classic FaZe fake towards Ivy. Carrigan by himself, his 4 teammates towards inside. And Carrigan, to be fair, on the CT side, looked tremendous with the AWP.
That's the thing I'm worried about because Astralis come into this, I won't say cold. They just played a full match against FaZe immediately before this. But having just watched this version of FaZe, and Nico, look at Alu going down to everyone on the team. Keep it together. I know you're tired. Let's get this done. Goes to every single one of them. And talks, Keo. Keo says no. Alu says, well, all right then. But yes, this does mean, that's harsh, but Keo's focused. Alu's just trying to be a team player, man.
He's just been shut down.
Apparently Alu's the problem. But what I have to say is, it's as simple as this. Double up setup, you mentioned it. Kerrigan's looking hot. Alu's hitting great shots T-side. And Nico, when he's given freedom, which he hasn't been in the last 2 games we've seen him, is opening up a lot of space. So I wouldn't rule them out against Astralis.
No, definitely not. This format, it's very difficult to predict. We saw some of the most exciting rounds of Counter-Strike ever just then. It was really, really cool. Lots of clutches and lots of fast rounds. And it looks like we're getting into this one. Matt, as you stated before, there is no knife round. You just start wherever you sit, I guess, wherever you join the server first. That looks where you're going into it. But it will be Astralis versus FaZe Clan. FaZe with the addition of Nico looking unbelievably sharp right now. Probably some of the best form we've seen in a while. Bear in mind, it is still the group stages. They normally did flop when it came to the playoffs, but we'll see whether they can continue this good form against Astralis now. The buys come in. We're going to have 2 UMPs on overtime. This is... Okay, there's 4
UMPs.
There's 4 UMPs.
And an AWP in overtime.
What?
All right, unorthodox. That's why they want to get up close. Doesn't work. Trade favors Astralis. Fast pace, but Keo's on the flank and he's got the bomb. That could be enough to sway it. He's on 19 HP. He knows he's got Divisive behind on an AWP, and they wanted to throw a curveball at Astralis, who just watched them play. They're down, though, to a 1 versus 3, and bomb has been recovered. Device has the shot as he grabs one of the UMPs, rather, that they elected to use. Now, what that does, it avoids the save, perhaps, on round 3.
Yeah, it's certainly the Hail Mary, if ever I've seen one in my life. Never seen that before, ever. 4 UMPs in overtime. Yeah, give it a go. Rush inside. The unexpected could work in their favor, but Astralis, they got equal trades, and then they got the man advantage. So let's avoid that idea again. We'll go back on the M4s this time, and the AWP. Double AWP setup this time for FaZe. Device, though, he is a one-man army at times, so let's see whether he can handle them as Kiyashima goes towards the lower ramp. Dupree will be challenging.
So now that risk becomes a bit of a factor because they go double up here, which means they could still have to save. And Astralis, you've just essentially, with that fast play, and kind of almost worked, but it was a gamble. Didn't. You've gifted them a chance to potentially go 3-0 off the start of this. And now the round differential, if you don't close out the first set and at least force a double, becomes a factor. If we go that far, if we go that route. Xyp9x tagged to 19 now. A single HP lost after the 20 he was previously sitting on, but they've got it to a 4 versus 4. Bomb plant down in the Device. He's got Nico. Watch Xyp9x go. waiting for the moment to strike, sitting in the smoke, and a glaive is going on the flank. theVoDs steals it out from the barrel of his gun. He realizes where the last is, and FaZe is out of money already.
Well, that kind of makes sense, right? Because FaZe just showed a very heavy inside presence at that point. They rushed towards inside. Astralis has returned the favor. We'll do it again. Straight towards the inside area they go. And we'll have a look at the money on that. A double orb investment from FaZe. I don't think they can afford much. So 5-7 comes out. A UMP for Alu as well. 3 M4s. It's not looking too promising, I have to say. And Astralis today, let's do it again. Let's just keep focusing on inner. We're getting the frags there. We're finding the bomb plants. So it's going to be Kiyoshima alone towards inside once again, but there it is. theVoDs, he opens up the fragging, takes down Alu, and glaive towards Pop Dog. Get smoked out for now.
So he'll sit back. Oh, boost on server. Different angle altogether. Rain, he'll find Dupree. But Nico, E-box, a little bit late getting there means that theVoDs has made it into the lane. Has to be cautious of the ground by which he stands, because getting Alu back gets theVoDs. If he goes down, though, as we saw him do against Optic earlier on in this map quite a few times, could sway things out of control. But they've got a situation favorable now, a 4 versus 2. And they've got an AK picked up for Kerrigan, so the ops maybe not the answer.
Apparently not. Well, still a winnable round for Astralis. This is the last round of overtime here. So 4-on-2, Glaive and Kiabi to try and find some space, but with a minute remaining, still a possibility as they go towards main entrance together. They need to get 1 kill there, brings down to a 3-on-2, which is very possible indeed. Just need to find something here. FaZe, though, will be sending their setup to a 2-on-2, and actually Kiabi opened things up by taking down Rain. Nico striking back. Should be the round in favor of FaZe at this point.
Glaive tries to look down lane. Nico, though, won't peek. Stays on the ladder at Sandwich instead, and Glaive will back off 29 seconds. Ivy back to the bomb in the A site. That's a tough ask. With 3 to find, even getting a bomb plant out of this will be a tall order, but he's got to go for it. It's the last round before we swap over. So money not a factor. Just rush in, try and catch them off. Nico nearly exposes himself, but Kerrigan was waiting the whole time to watch that angle. And FaZe will pull back around, thankfully, to go 2-1.
Just about. Didn't really have much to work with there. Astralis 2-1. These overtime rounds are really difficult to analyze for you. Obviously, it's a lot of mind games going on here. 4 UMPs in the first round of overtime. I don't think I've ever seen that in my entire experience of Counter-Strike, but obviously, like you pointed out, they're trying to play the money game here. They're trying to see if we can win this first round, get ourselves in a fantastic position with a Hail Mary play. We'll see how that works out. Astralis won't be doing the similar approach here. They get 4 M4s in the standard 1 AWP as we get into the second half here. Alu presumably patrolling towards the main entrance, actually going to be towards Ivy. So this is different from FaZe. We normally see it as 1 player from them on this side of the map. And Alu, he'll be opening things up. Takes out a huge scalp in the form of theVoDs.
Oh, gun barrel shows Dupree. Was he spotted by Rainbow? The bigger question. Zipix has to back off. Solo on HP. Stays for more. It's not wise. Kiyoshima will call him back and take him down. It could go 2-2.
So 5-on-3 situation. No one has to really do anything. If a FaZe wait for these reactions to come in from the CT side. Alu's ready for it. And now, once again, same methodology can be applied. Don't need to do too much. They are starting to commit by the looks of things, but 5-on-2, just want to make sure you guarantee the round. Glaive could still do something here.
Shadow shows, and Glaive gets the free fire. Second one in position, though. He's not ready for it. It's Kierby that will make this a 1 versus 3 by getting Alu. But he's got multiple angles of approach. He's already spotted Kerrigan, puts his blood on the wall behind. Kierby drops down. He's only tagged to 79 on that. But he knows Kerrigan's still out toward hell. Good repeat. It's B site, and he now has to retake solo. Bomb to be planted. Nico to do so. Rain will go back toward the brown halls.
Ouch.
And Kierby doesn't care about flames. 23 HP. He just wants position. He wants to catch them off. And this is actually kind of smart to play the upper, because he knows they're going to have to peek in that position to get a Molotov down eventually, but he's looking the wrong direction. Nico doesn't land a shot, but as he fades off, it's 2-2. FaZe will claw it back, and now if they win 2 in a row, Astralis has to try and pull it back, and this is the beauty of this MR3 and how cutthroat it can be.
It's kind of cool, isn't it? It does make things very exciting indeed, and we are starting to see the financial decisions come in. Like we said before, if you're not really familiar with this, I'll explain one more time. The reason the CDs don't get head armor, that costs an extra $350. It's very unlikely to go up against SMGs here, so you're better off saving that money going forward into that final round instead of buying it, which is redundant almost against AK-47s.
Zipix doesn't get the memo.
He didn't.
theVoDs nearly does get a chance to spot toward Pop Dog, but it's Alu to start it off. T-side hopping yet again, and it's Kerrigan to follow it up. Astralis might have economic troubles because they're down 2, having just lost the first of these 3. And Rain trying to push around, does force Zippix back toward Device inside of Z Connector. At Hitch, though, they have a hunch that Glaive is inside of the smoke, and he is. But they can't get the right location upon him to do damage, to take him down with spray. And he's waiting for the gap to be favorable, but knows the smoke is momentarily disappearing, and as such, he changes his angle back toward the bomb train, but bomb is already going back up Pop Dog and potentially over toward B, because Keo's so deep in the site, finding Device as well. But how does Zippix play this? Making a lot of noise? That's how, because Keo turns around to find him. It's now FaZe with 3 rounds in a row, 2 specifically on the bounce, and no money left for Astralis. FaZe win this next round, they go to the semi.
Who would have thought? FaZe clan, always so famous, like just about making the playoffs through group stages, then crashing out of tournaments. That was normally their philosophy, their approach to Counter-Strike. Always did very well in the early stages. But booking a place in the semi-final, that'd be amazing. It's looking very likely right now. Outside rush, I like this a lot. 5-7s and UMPs to defend against it. Can they actually make anything happen? It doesn't look like it. Dupree finds 1 kill, but Alu's just mowing them down.
Oh, pistol, and they jump through too aggressively though. Keo's found. But Rain's there to trade it. It's Zippix versus 3, pistol only. And FaZe might have a semi-final berth. A smoke down, they look toward it, they've got it. FaZe are in for sure on Saturday. They bypass the quarterfinals, they get 2 days off. Now we get Astralis versus Immortals to decide who's number 2 and who's number 3 out of the group. But what a performance on the debut of Nico.
Amazing stuff, absolutely amazing. They've actually made it to the semi-final against Astralis in the first ever tiebreaker scenario here at IEM Katowice. Astralis going to be gutted at that. You can see Device hasn't even taken his headset off yet. Is it over? Is it done?
It's a long day of Counter-Strike, but they stay in the server. That's why he hasn't taken off his headset. They stay and they wait for Immortals to rejoin in. Do they shake hands? They're not even sure.
Yeah, no one knows what's going on.
Do we shake hands? Well, that said, we'll take another quick 90-second break. Make sure the server's set. Ebot's ready for Immortals' arrival. And we do it to find out who's 2 and 3. FaZe have won the group. The other 2 yet to be decided.
Too much there. Open things up with that standard